Girl tracks down her biological father, and then mom makes an unsuspected move. Jessica Scher had her children using a sperm donor and was happy not knowing too much about the man behind the sample. All too soon, though, her daughter Alice grew up and made the big decision to track down her biological father. And when Alice actually found him, Jessica made a dramatic and unexpected move, changing their family forever.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
Jessica and her long-term partner Melanie had always known they'd wanted children. So when the time felt right, they considered their options. Ever since we'd met, we had dreamed about having kids together. We decided on 4, and together we chose their names, Jessica shared in an article on the BBC website. The next step was more difficult. My girlfriend suggested her brother-in-law could help. He was receptive, but I took a gay and lesbian legal rights course offered by the College of Law at my university, and quickly gave up on the idea of a known donor, Jessica said. Even though it was 2005, the courts were often unsupportive of gay couples. If Jessica and her partner would have used a known sperm donor, like her brother, he could have potentially taken their children. Courts had been known to give them custody rights, calling their gift of sperm an act of parenting. When birth moms died, children were removed from their homes to be placed with men they barely knew, Jessica revealed. To avoid a possible legal nightmare, the couple decided to go down the route of using a sperm bank instead. Luckily, we discovered a sperm bank that shipped right to our home, Jessica said. After a lengthy selection process, Jessica and her partner found an anonymous donor who seemed to be a perfect match. Poring over his sperm donation profile, the couple decided that he was the one. Jessica carried their first child, whom they called Alice. And using the same donor, Jessica's partner gave birth to another girl, Soren. For 3 years, the women raised their daughters and enjoyed watching Alice and Soren grow up. Then, out of nowhere, Jessica's partner decided to break up with her. There had been no conflict in our family, so I was shocked and heartbroken. She said she did not want to talk about it, and there was nothing I could do to repair our marriage, Jessica revealed. I continued parenting the sisters 5 days a week for a few years, Jessica said. But when Alice was 10, my ex-partner blocked her on her phone, cut off all contact with her, and refused to return her younger sister following a vacation. This meant Alice and Jessica were now alone. Jessica and Alice started adjusting to life with just each other, but at this point, they had no idea their situation was about to change. When Aaron Long decided to become a sperm donor, it was a simple thing that motivated him: money. Donors is the standard industry word, yet virtually all of us are paid, Aaron wrote in an article in the New York Times. $40 a pop was what I received in 1994, Aaron wrote. That's a fair amount of money for such little effort. He never thought he'd meet any of the kids created with his sperm, in part because he'd signed a non-disclosure agreement that barred him from seeking custody of his progeny. But even with the NDA, Aaron was still extremely curious about his donations. One day, this curiosity got the better of him, and he turned to 23andMe, a company that specializes in genetic testing. He sent in a saliva sample to the DNA website and waited impatiently for the results. Once Aaron's information was uploaded to the genealogy website, he got a wonderful surprise. He had a son. Aaron tentatively sent his son Bryce a DM revealing who he was and to see if he was interested in speaking with him. Bryce immediately responded to Aaron's request. "Dad, I cannot express how excited I am to be hearing from you," Bryce wrote. "I did join 23andMe, hoping that you would have already done so, and was upset to see you hadn't. This is amazing, though, and I'm so happy." The two struck up an immediate relationship. But what of Jessica and Alice? After a year spent mourning their old life, Alice decided that she wanted to learn more about the sperm donor her mothers had chosen. With Jessica's blessing, Alice also sent in a saliva sample to 23andMe. And 2 months later, the 11-year-old received her results. When the test came back, Alice was given 2 big surprises. her biological father and a half-brother, were both on 23andMe. Yep, along with Bryce, Alice was one of Aaron's donor children. There was no doubt, Jessica said. Jessica and Aaron also began talking. Ironically, though, Jessica was dating another guy named Aaron at the time. When the mom and daughter duo had got to know the sperm donor a little better, they flew to Seattle to meet him. By this point, Jessica was now single and so was Aaron. The sperm donor, we mean. The first time Jess and I found ourselves alone, we hugged at length in a way entirely inappropriate for people who had just met. Jess says I have mannerisms that remind her of both of her daughters, and thus felt instantly comfortable with me, Aaron wrote. There was an immediate chemistry that neither of them could ignore. Whether we were pawns of fate or unwitting participants in a chromosomally arranged marriage, Jess and I quickly bonded, Aaron shared. In fact, their connection was so strong that they decided to become a couple. Alice was thrilled, but she still rolled her eyes as if she had been tricked into a traditional family arrangement. While 23andMe is not generally considered a dating site, Jess and I are grateful to the technology that has made our backward-formed relationship possible, Aaron wrote. Jessica is also interested in Aaron's search for his other donor kids. At the time of writing, he discovered 10 of them. But Aaron estimates that there may be more than 60 others that he's helped sire. He can't be certain whether all of them will be interested in meeting him, but he's had an extremely positive experience with the children he's reached out to so far. And Aaron's journey to find his kids has also led him to an extremely loving relationship. But Aaron is well aware that this isn't always the outcome. Please share this with your friends and family.